Welcome to my channel. My name is Dr. Regina Jordan Sodiq. Um, I have a YouTube channel, which is this. I have TikTok, and I have Big Go. So I haven't done, hi guys. So I haven't done tarot in a while. If you read my community wall posts, you will see what it has been keeping me busy for the past few months. So I'm going to do Learning Tarot with me. And let's see. I was looking up some information a little while ago, some weeks ago. And I want to talk about the 2D, 3D, 4D, and 5D, which as it pertains to tarot. So, similarities with tarot and astrology. The dimensions like 2D, 3D, 4D, and 5D often symbolize the different levels of consciousness or perception. So I was trying to understand when they're usually referencing 2D and tarot. Like the second dimension, third dimension, fourth dimension, fifth dimension. How is it that it relates to astrology? So the second dimension is associated with basic dualities, light and dark, good and evil. It represents the foundational energies and contrasts, often focusing on survival instincts and primal emotions. So I was asking, when it pertains to the 2D, the primal, light and dark, good and evil, yin and yang. So I was wondering, what was I wondering during that time? Like I said, it's been a few weeks ago. When they speak of the second dimension, the third dimension, the fourth dimension, and then the fifth dimension, as in the fifth dimension is supposed to be spirituality, the third dimension is supposed to be a reality, right? So it got me wondering the different types of dimensions and what occurred in all those dimensions. As you speak of the dimensions, it's like, okay, so exactly what is happening in those dimensions, that the 3D is our reality and the 5D is the spirituality. So it's like the 3D dimension is where most people operate daily. Like I said, the 3D is our reality, right? It emphasizes physical reality, materialism, and linear thinking. In tarot, it might relate to cards that deal with tangible outcomes like wealth or career. So the tangibles in wealth, they usually say the pentacles, earth signs, right? Something that you can hold, touch, feel, taste, tangible. So we get into the fourth dimension. It introduces time. Hi, guys. It introduces, I was reading, right? And I didn't look up to see if anybody was there yet. Hi, guys. So the fourth dimension, I'm in my bedroom. So I didn't go to the living room. I've been doing I've moved all of my papers and things back here because I'm going back and forth to the copier, right? To the copier and the fax and everything like that. So instead of me walking back and forth from the living room to my bedroom back to the living room, it's like it's much easier. It's much easier to do to try to make copies and faxes and everything. I just moved everything in here. So I'm just doing the tarot back here. Like I was saying, the fourth dimension introduces time and intuition. It's a bridge between the physical and spiritual realms. To me, that is what I called in between worlds. And it's hard to explain. When I first moved into this house, well, I first moved maybe a few years ago. A few years ago. Okay. When I first found Big O, right? Anyway, during that time, I was experiencing in between worlds. I didn't know, I was not able to understand what was happening to me, but that is how I understood what was happening to me. And I called it being in between worlds. In between worlds is like, it's very difficult to describe, but it's like an out of body experience. That is, I was here, but not here, experiencing different realities or different realms, or however I can explain it. But whatever spiritually I was experiencing, I termed it in between worlds. So when I'm talking about the fourth dimension, and it says it introduces time and intuition, it's a bridge between the physical and spiritual realms. To me, that is what I call the in between worlds. Emphasizing emotional growth and understanding. In astrology, this could relate to transits and cycles that influence personal evolution. I don't know. I don't know what to call it. I don't even know how to explain it. And I honestly can't tell you how I know the things that I know or been the places that I've been. I don't know. So in the fifth dimension is all about unity, unconditional love, and higher consciousness. So the unconditional love to me would translate into agape love. The higher consciousness would translate to me to Christ consciousness. It transcends ego and focuses on spiritual awakening and interconnectedness. So that was during the time when I was saying everybody was connected. Everything is connected. I didn't know how, but whatever I was experiencing during that time told me and showed me how everything was connected. Okay, so tarot readings in this realm might explore themes of enlightenment and universal truth. So, universal truth. I, for years and years and years, I have already said or understood universal truth to be the universal laws of righteousness and what a hmm I don't forgot. It's on my community wall post. Um ah the universal laws of righteousness and justice. I've been through a lot. And I'm not as young as I used to be. So a lot of things that I was writing down on my community wall post over the years, you guys are going to have to go and read it because I can't remember everything. And I would have to go and read it myself. But the universal truth, for years and years and years, I've always understood it to be the universal laws of righteousness and justice. People would say, call that karma. Um, let's see. These dimensions are not literal places, but rather states of awareness. They help us to understand how we perceive and interact with the world and the cosmos. So, when I have things that I wonder and I question about, I try to understand and get a deeper understanding of what it is. Especially when it comes to duality in Christ's consciousness. And agape love. So things that to me before moving here at this address, things like agape love, universal laws of righteousness and justice, divine intervention, that was something that I didn't question. When I said divine intervention, I knew it meant divine, heavenly, sovereign. Universal laws of righteousness and justice meant that would be the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do it to you. But when I got here, everything got turned. Everything got turned. If you read my community wall post, my whole life got turned upside down. I questioned everything and anything, including about myself. Things that when you're growing up and you see yourself as yourself, you go through life, and of course you see all the different kinds of people in the world. But your foundation is still solid. It's still firm. It's still unshakable. That is not what happened when I moved into this house here. I questioned everything, myself, my existence, of course you do question the things like that as you grow up and everything and move into the world, but I'm talking about on a level that I did not understand. How I questioned things. How I didn't know me for me. So when it says, like the fourth realm is like a bridge between the physical and the spiritual, I guess that is what I'm talking about when I began to be in between worlds. So those in between worlds, will have you seeing things and knowing things that you might not really want to know. When people say ignorance is bliss, they mean it in a way it's less stress for you. They mean it in a way that if you were to know the truth, with your psyche, with your mental, be able to handle it. With your mental stability, be able to handle what was being told to you, shown to you, the perceptions, or what you at first thought was false. Unreal. Not able to exist. And then you find out, yes, it does exist. Yes, it is real. Would your psyche be able to handle that? If you read my community wall post, and you will see my journey of what I've been going through for many, many, many years, not knowing why. And then you're being shown why. You've been shown why. You've been shown who was behind the things that you were going through. If you've been traumatized to a certain degree, and if it exists over many, many, many years, that would become chronic. And when you endure chronic stress, your physiology is also affected. Your mental breaks down, your body breaks down, your spirit breaks down. Outlook on life decreases. Now, as you're experiencing all of that, and then you find out that what you were going through was deliberate, intentional, malicious, and even by the very people that you love, would your psyche be able to handle that? Okay, so it also says that, I think this is show. Just one moment. Okay, some of this is kind of torn off. But it says how time zones delineates different experiences of the same global moment. In the spiritual context, dimensions like 3D or 5D are often tied to consciousness or realities, and likening them to time zones might emphasize their coexistence. Each exists simultaneously, but our perception depends on where we are. So it says, for example, 2D could be seen as basic dualities, like stepping back into a black and white time zone where contrasts dominate. 3D might feel like local time where daily physical experiences unfold. 5D might signify a universal, timeless awareness where unity prevails. So that was a little section that will give you an idea about the 2D, the 3D, the second dimension, third dimension, fourth dimension, fifth dimension. That might help give you a little understanding about how things are and the dualities and mirroring images and things like that, which I am still trying to understand. So we're going to learn tarot a little bit. So I have the angel cards here. I was doing the angel cards, what was that, this week? Well, I was doing the cards this week. Not just the angel cards, because there was something that I was trying to find out. And as I work with these cards, it's not just cards that I understand. Which I have a question. Why would the Archangel Michael be an Empress card rather than an Emperor? When I noticed this. So, you have to bear with me for a moment to on how to pronounce these names. This is Judgment, Amami. I'm gonna get the card deck in just a moment. The God hidden in darkness, atonement of errors, destroys the power of enemies, and humiliates them. Alrighty then. What number is that? 52? Okay, it's pronounced Imamia. Imamia. The God of hidden darkness, principalities, Psalm 7:17. I will praise the Lord according to his righteousness and will sing praise to the name of the Lord Most High. Okay, those born under Imamia will have a strong and vigorous temperament. They will bear adversity with patience and courage, and will love work and complete tasks with ease. Imamia destroys the power of enemies and humbles them, governs voyages and protects prisoners, and gives them the means of obtaining their freedom. Hooray! Hooray! I need all the help I can get. I already sent out a SOS signal. Nobody answered, so I got to get the hell up out of here myself. That's a side note. But just go ahead and read my community wall post. And you will see what's going on here in Clarksville, Tennessee. They are doing the most. Okay. This is, see, I told you they're doing the most. This is the devil card. I told you I sent out a SOS, man. I was sending out all kinds of SOSs out here. Okay. This is the devil card, guys. Okay. Samuel. The severity of God. See? Here we go. We got the judgment. You saw me shuffle these cards. And then you got the devil here, which is Capricorn. And what else? Guys, I gotta look up stuff like that. But anyway, it's the devil, is Samael, the severity of God. After the judgment comes. After you get judged, you get the butt whooping. That's how that goes. Here we go. So, the severity of God, seduction and downfall, communicates with the dead, teaches the occult and magic. There you go. So that's number, and here we don't have one. Okay, just wait one moment. See Samuel. I don't see a number. I don't see it up. So we're going to wing it. Maybe it doesn't have a number. Ooh, you're right. It doesn't have a number. The archangel Samuel, severity of God. 1 Chronicles 21:1. Satan rose up against Israel and excited David to take a census of Israel. The archangel Samuel communicates with the dead and teaches the occult and magic. He is the chief angel of the fifth heaven. All righty then. Hi, guys. Next one. The lovers. Oh, they are just playing with me tonight. So, we got the judgment, right? Then we're coming up with the devil, the severity of God, talking about what? Seduction and downfall. And then out jumps the lovers here. This is Haniel, the joy of God. Joy and pleasure brings happiness to couples, removes negative energy. So I guess somebody is out here in a romantic relationship. I guess that's where we're going. I don't know where we're going. But apparently we're going in that direction. Whichever way we're going in that direction. Again, no number here. So let's see where this. Well, let's see what we're seeing here. So census, here we go. Okay, so right next to the archangel Samuel is the archangel Haniel. Joy of God, Psalms 145:8. The Lord is gracious and compassionate, slow to anger and rich in love. All righty then. So we're even though even though we did the judgment and the severity of God, apparently is going towards love and compassion. The Lord is gracious and compassionate, slow to anger, and rich in love. The archangel Haniel brings happiness to couples and removes negative energy. He rules over the order of principalities. So I guess if you're in a relationship, good for you. Hoo-hoo. I'm gonna go on with this. I guess I'm gonna see which way it's going. And which way is it going? It's going towards the sun. So we having the judgment, right? And then we're going to Samuel, the severity of God, also the devil, which is Capricorn. And then we're moving to the lovers. And we're seeing that we got the sun card here. Vilifying God. The vilifying God. So we got the God in hidden darkness, the severity of God, the joy of God, and then we're vilifying God here. Restoration of life, protection from adversaries, rabies, and wild beasts. Let's think about that. Adversaries I can get. Rabies and wild beasts. If you guys are out in the woods somewhere, be careful of any wild beast that might be jumping around with rabies, I guess. I don't know. Y'all be careful out there in the woods and things. You have adversaries. Maybe one of your adversaries got bit by a wild beast and now they got rabies. You know what? I don't know. I'm just going with it. But that has a number. That has a number. So that number is what, 64? Let's see what's going on. E, a hell. Okay, the vilifying God is Iustitia. God, the highest. Wait a minute. Hold on. Is that 62? I'm sorry. It's 64. Oh, okay. Here we go. Mihiel. Mihiel. The vilifying God. Archangels. Archangels. I'm tired. Archangels. Psalms 33:18. Behold, the eye of the Lord is upon them that fear him, upon them that hopes in his mercy. But then, angel and angle. That's just a side note. Something I'll probably look up later. Those born under Mihiel's influence will distinguish themselves in literature. Oh, okay. Mihiel will fight against your adversaries, protects against rabies and wild beasts, and governs savants, professors, and orators, speakers. Soul guardian for those born from 9 p.m. to 9:20 p.m. And it talks about the moral guardian and the physical guardian for those born at certain times. All right. We'll do another one. Hi, guys. We're learning tarot, guys. Okay, we got another one. Here, this one is Gabriel. All right. The moon. So we had the sun. Oh, my goodness. We had judgment, the devil, the lovers, the sun, and the moon. When you have the sun, things are out in the open. You have the moon, some things are still hidden. So what are we doing? Half and half here? The moon is Gabriel. God is my strength. Divine revelation reveals messages, has the power to destroy. Okay, now come on now. So are we going to destroy or are we going to make love here? Which way are they going? Because here we have God, the hidden in the darkness, right? Destroy the powers of enemies and it humiliates them. But then we get to Samuel, severity of God, but its seduction and downfall communicates with the dead and teaches the occult and magic. And then you're going to good times with the lovers and the sun here. And then we're coming back to the moon and say, oh, hey, wait a minute, hold up now. There's some things that are still hidden that we need divine revelation about. Reveals messages, has the power to destroy. So what's still hidden? I don't know. I do know, but it's hidden, right? Supposed to be hidden, right? But it's not hidden at all if you know what you're looking for. And some people do and have gotten away with a lot of things that they shouldn't have gotten away with. But the veil has been lifted, and truths are being revealed. Okay. Another angel card. Raphael. So Raphael is the wheel of fortune. God is healed. Healing. Heals all disorders. protects travelers and medical workers. Hooray! Ah, so we're coming out of an era of wild beasts and rabies. So if something destruction does happen, don't worry, you're gonna heal from it. Whatever was going on, the wheel of fortune in your favor. What is this? Raphael, the archangel, without a number. It's without a number. Just one moment. I gotta find that. Raphael. Oh, come on now. The archangel Raphael, God has healed. John 5:4. For an angel went down at a certain time into the pool and stirred up the water. Then whoever stepped in first after the stirring of the water was made well of whatever disease he had. Well, there you go. So, with the rabies and the wild beast, right? I was saying if anybody was going in the woods, y'all best be careful. But if something were to happen, you'll have a good fortune because you're going to be healed from it. The archangel Raphael heals all disorders. He also protects travelers and medical workers. He is the angel of the East. So be it. Angel of the East. I will do this. Only a few cards. Only because it was talking about the it went from the devil, severity of God, to the lovers, the wheel of fortune. Yes. God is my strength. The vilifying God is the Son. Mihiel is the vilifying God. The joy of God is the lovers. Okay, so it went from the devil, the severity of God, the lovers of God, the lovers, which is the joy of God, Heniel, and the vilifying God is the Son. Okay, so it was talking about a relationship that was trying to heal. Hi guys. The words are really small, and it's kind of difficult for me to read the words. So I'm just gonna say hi. So we have the sword and rose, clarity and truth, Okay, we had the sun card and we had the moon card. Clarity and truth. Revelations. Again, you know what? I should have left these things out, right? Let me just leave these out. Because we're talking about revelations again. And I went ahead and put them up. So Raphael was last, Gabriel, the sun, the lovers, the devil, and judgment. Okay. So Revelations was Gabriel. So Gabriel was talking about Revelations, God of my strength, the moon card. So we're starting off with the sword and roses, which is saying clarity and truth, revelations, honor and protection, and determination. So it's going up under the judgment card. Like I said, guys, I moved in. I'm not doing this in my kitchen at the table because I had to move all my things back here, the bedroom, because the copier, the fax, and everything is here, and it's kind of difficult running back and forth, and everything, copying a lot of papers. So I moved everything back here. So the next one is hammer, sabotage and rebuild, persistent, working on it and repairing. It's a ring here. Yes, that's a ring. I don't know what that. You see that? It looks like it. I don't know. You're forging something. So whatever it is, was sabotaging and rebuild, persistent, working on it and repairing. And we had powers, heals all disorders, medical sabotaging. Humiliate, rebuilding. That would be like healing. The sabotage and rebuilding, resisting, working on it, and repairing. So we had this, the Gabriel, right? Which is the moon card, which is there's something that's hidden, that's not being revealed. And we have this sabotage coming out. Persistent, working on it, and repairing. So it's being repaired. We have Raphael here. Healing, heals all disorders, protects travelers, medical workers. And we're also having the restoration of life here. So I'm trying to see what it is that they're rebuilding. We're having twin flames. So that's what's coming up. Things that are being hidden are being revealed. And what was broken and damaged is trying to be repaired. Yin and yang, balance. So when I was talking to you guys before about the dualities, the second dimension, balance, like yin and yang, union and duality, the second dimension, complement, polar opposites. So the truth is coming out. Revelation is coming out about something that was sabotaged, is being rebuilt, working on it. Twin flames here. dualities. The next one, that's going back to the lovers, right? So we had the archangel Haniel, which is the lovers, the joy of God. The joy of God, joy and pleasures bring happiness to couples, removes negative energies. So whatever conflict or situation was going on, they're trying to heal it and repair it. Want to have a date night, I guess. Let's back out, get back out there. Okay, they want somebody to go on a date here. Meeting someone new, setting a date online. That's what it's saying. I'm trying to lean and do this so you guys can see it. Like I said, I am not on my at the table, so I'm kind of on the edge. I'm kind of on the edge of my bed, right? And so I gotta lean down towards you guys so y'all can see this thing. Here we go. Didn't I say that? This darn thing, didn't I say that darn thing looked like a ring? That's what I said. So here this darn thing come out here. See? This came out. I knew that darn thing looked like a ring or something. So it has wedding rings right here. Union and marriage. Soul connection. Everlasting love and devotion. See? I knew that darn thing looked like a little ring thing. So this is what's coming out up under the moon. Which is, something was being hidden. Something about a marriage was being hidden. Maybe that is what the twin flames and everything and the truth is coming out in this. And they're trying to heal from this situation. Let me pull one more. Old school. Outdated thinking. Conditioning. Replaying events over in your head. Someone is overthinking. Maybe about a certain situation that they were keeping hidden and it's been revealed. So this right here card is falling up under Archangel Raphael is the healing card. So whatever happened with this situation here with going out on dates and weddings and twin flames and keeping something hidden and secret and everything like that and seeking the clarity and the truth about the whole situation. They're overthinking about it. But with the Sun card, the Wheel of Fortune, they're moving towards healing whatever happened in the past. Might be thinking about it, but they're moving from it and everything like that. Okay, guys. What I would do, I would do yes and no. About the situation here. Guys. I would do a yes and no. And concerning the twin flame issue. Old school, Outdated thinking. The tapes, right? Our tapes, outdated thinking. Who remember the cassette tapes? They saying cassette tapes is outdated thinking. Oh my goodness. Cassette tapes is outdated thinking. I'm old. Cassette tapes are outdated thinking. I'm so old. Okay. So, with this twin flame, right? That they were keeping information hidden that's being revealed. They're overthinking about a lot of things. Go on a date and stuff like that. Okay. I want to get back out there. Okay. The situation is being healed. Yeah, we're definitely talking about going out and doing some things, right? So we got the King of Wands right here. The King of Wands, it's a yes. It's a yes. So we're talking about twin flames. We're talking about lovers, marriages, and everything like that. The situation that they are in, it was trying to keep a secret, coming out in the open. Whatever was sabotaged and everything like that, the situation is going to be healed. King of Wands, natural leader, visionary, entrepreneur, big picture, overcoming challenges, mature, career focus. And also the King of Wands is supposed to be the passionate ones, right? Very charismatic, I think, right? So whatever this individual was out there doing and getting himself into trouble, they're healing. We'll leave it at that. Guys, I have a long night ahead of me again. So I want to thank you guys for stopping by, learning tarot with me. And continue to read my community wall posts. I try to keep it updated. Try to, if I if I stress out too much with dealing with this court situation that I'm in, then I get on TikTok or I get on Big O. Listen to music. I go live. I do not do that with YouTube because YouTube or strike me for the music that I listen to if it's not YouTube's music. But on Big O and on TikTok, you're able to play the music and a different music that you like or whatever like that. And so I will say goodnight to you guys. Thank you for being subscribers. Thank you for watching my channel. Thank you for being interested, I guess, learning tarot with me. Continue to look at my community wall posts. I keep it updated as much as I can with what's going on with me and everything else. What else? I don't know what else. I'm tired. I'm tired. I really am. But I keep my community wall posts current. And if you catch me on Big O, if you catch me on TikTok, I'll be playing music when I'm taking breaks from what I'm doing. And hopefully my situation will be resolved. At least that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, you guys, y'all take care. Until next time. Bye, guys. Okay, how does something?